What up, YouTube? T Movies here with the Arrowverse. sorry. With the Arrowverse crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earth premiering tonight. I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite TV crossovers because I always do love me a good crossover when like different shows, be up with each other and something about that. Oh, this is pretty cool to watch. So, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite TV crossovers. All right. Coming in at number 10, it is Boy Meets World meets Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I mean, I quite like Boy Meets World, and I also liked Sabrina. So it was pretty cool seeing to see Corey and Sabrina having like a meetup here, and it was of course around the TGI Friday. I mean, yeah, who remembers TGI Friday? Come on. But the Boy Meets World and Sabrina crossover looks pretty cool to watch. I mean, it's where like the cast of Boy Meets World were of course at the point they ended up being in college, and you had Melissa Joan Hart, Sabrina, who ends up appearing at a Halloween episode in which like Corey's brother Eric and his roommate ends up fighting over this loopy girl who turns out to be a witch, and of course, it turns out the witch is Sabrina, and Sabrina is a potential date for Eric and all, and there's of course who of course doesn't really see anything like wrong with the whole witchcraft. Then you also have Sabrina's cat Salem who uses his feline magic. She sent the both shows into a 1940s for no I mean they end up becoming like a 1940s type show throughout. It's a really fun episode. I mean, and yeah, it was pretty cool seeing Melissa Joan Hart. Not Fred Savage. Ben Savage. I always keep mixing Ben and Fred up, but yeah, it was pretty cool to see like those two in the same show together. I mean, yeah, who didn't like that? Almost said Girl Meets World. Girl Meets World is a totally different show. But who didn't like the Boy Meets World and Sabrina crossover? I mean, it was a pretty decent crossover. Coming in at number 9, it is Everybody Loves Raymond meets Kings and Queens. Now, the character of Ray Barone, played by Ray Romano, ends up making a 4 appearance during episodes of Kings and Queens, and him and Doug originally meet at this DMV where Doug is like cheated off while taking a written driving test, and losing, Doug ends up losing his license, and so like 2 years later at a grocery store, and they decide to go clubbing together, and while their wives end up being out of town, and of course you had Patricia Hean played Ray's wife, while Leah Remini played Doug's wife. So there's that. And Burt and Kevin James are actually pretty close friends, as a matter of fact. They were also in this movie called Grilled together. Not to mention Ray Romano had like a little guest spot on that recent Kevin James show. Kevin Can't Wait. So that was pretty cool to watch. I mean, yeah, those two were. I mean, before Kevin James started doing lots of movies with Adam Sandler, Ray Romano and Kevin James were kind of really, the besties right there. So yeah, really, really cool crossover episode. All right, coming in at number 8, it is Walk and Mindy, Happy Days, and Laverne and Shelley. Now, of course, now this ended up leading to spin-offs because the crossover started at the pilot of Happy Days, and and it's where Mark ends up being transported to Earth with a surprise ring from the Fonz, and he ends up having a date with with Laverne. So there's that too. And you had Robin Williams and Penny Marshall here, Henry Winkler. I mean, it was pretty cool. And then of course, after this, they ended up having like spin-offs of Mark and Mindy and Laverne and Shirley. I mean, Gary Marshall, he was the quintessential when it came to TV shows, and this is one of the. I mean, if you guys think Avengers: A Thing War was the most ambitious crossover ever, like um, Happy Days, Shirley, Laverne and Shirley, and Mark and Mindy, they might actually want to hold their beer. So, all right. Coming in at number 7, it is Scooby Doo meets Supernatural, hence titled Scooby Natural. Now, I'm not really the world's biggest Supernatural fan. I will say that up front. Like, I've seen episodes of Supernatural here and there, but it's not really a show that I really watch when it's, like, literally on. I usually just watch them mainly the reruns. But I will say this now. The Scooby Natural is literally the only Supernatural episode I literally actually just watched straight. I mean, this was a great this was great. I mean, you had Dean and Sam becoming amortized and and teaming up with Scooby, Fred, and the gang to take down you know to solve the mystery of a haunting here. And I mean, you also had Dean who ends up being fascinated with Daphne, so there's that too. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing us, the Winchester boys as anime characters. That was pretty cool to watch. I mean, it's a shame Supernatural is ending, so that means we're probably not gonna get any more you know crossovers with Scooby Doo. But yeah, hey, maybe if we're lucky, maybe Sam and Dean will pop up in the new anime Scooby Doo film. That's always a possibility. But that aside, yeah, Scooby Natural was hands down one awesome episode. And I mean, Scooby Doo has, of course, had crossovers a lot of times. And I got another Scooby Doo episode on this list. So, alright, coming in at number 6. Years before, the Arrowverse, years before Avengers, and years before the Defenders, there was another superhero team up that occurred. My number 6 pick, it is going to be Batman and the Green Hornet. Those two were really iconic. Those two were really iconic superhero shows. I mean, you got the Green Hornet and Kale who end up being in Gotham. You also got, of course, you had Adam West and Burt Law as Batman and Robin. And it was, I mean, believe it or not, this was actually the most watched Batman and Green Hornet episode there was. And granted, it was way ahead of my time. But I actually saw, once saw the episode on TV one time. I think it was MeTV or another channel. I can't remember the actual channel. But yeah, it was kind of pretty cool to see, to see Green Hornet team up with Batman. And that was pretty cool to watch. I mean, Val Williams and Adam West's, interaction with each other was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see, Bruce Lee pop up in this. I mean, that was a really cool crossover there. Alright. Now, coming in at number 5 is obviously the Arrowverse crossover. I mean, the Arrowverse have been crossing over a lot since, Arrow first premiered. I mean, of course, the Flash made a debut on an Arrow episode. Then Supergirl ended up making her triumph debut on one of the crossover episodes. I mean, then of course the Legend Small Gang, Batwoman ended up making her debut on last year's Elseworlds crossover. I think my favorite crossover has got to be that Elseworlds crossover. I mean, the Elseworld crossover where you had kind of freaky fry scenario between Barry and Oliver, where Oliver Queen ends up becoming Barry Allen, and Barry Allen ends up becoming Oliver Queen. That was kind of pretty funny right there. And of course, you had it was pretty cool to see Tyler Oakland as Superman, even though like I like Supergirl. I mean, I'm not a Supergirl hater or anything, but I would agree with Campy 100%. My biggest complaint about this is how they botched Superman. I hope they do not do that with the Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, and of course, like I said, you had Ruby Rose making her debut as a Batwoman in Elseworlds. That there was pretty cool. I mean, and another one of my favorite Arrowverse crossover is the music episode with Supergirl and the Flash. That was pretty cool to watch. I mean, yeah, the Arrowverse crossovers has been pretty decent, and I cannot wait to see. And of course, I'm way much looking forward for Christ on Earth tonight. Oh, fingers crossed, it'll be awesome. Coming in at number 4, it is Full House meets Family Matters. Now, this is an episode where Steve Urkel makes a guest spot on Full House, and I mean, Steve Urkel plays the cousin of one of DJ's friends, and he ends up being kind of a bit annoying. Which, I mean, Steve Urkel is a bit of an annoying character, but that's his personality. He's a really lovable character. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing Jilly White, Urkel, interact with Stephanie. That was pretty cool. I mean, if you guys remember, this is the episode where Stephanie needs like new glasses, and she ends up getting like advice of from Urkel and all that. And I like how and my favorite part is where Michelle says, "Why do you talk like Mickey Mouse?" I mean, dang, Michelle could be savage when she wants to be. And of course, Steve Urkel's and when when Uncle Jesse tries to teach Steve Urkel how to be cool, and my big complaint about this is that they did not have any no scenes with Urkel and Kimmy Glover. Like that. I mean, that was really disappointing to watch. I mean, she was the most annoying neighbors, not having a interaction with each other. I mean, that was kind of weird. But that aside, that was still an awesome crossover. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite Full House episodes too. One of these days, I'll probably do my 10 favorite Full House episode. This is definitely going to be on that list. All right, my number 3 favorite is going to be Flintstones meets the Jetsons. Now, granted, this was actually a crossover movie, not really a crossover TV episode, but this felt like a pretty long episode of the Flintstones, and it felt like a long episode of the Jetsons. So now, years before Family Guy and Simpsons, the Flintstones ended up being the Jetsons, and it's where Elroy ends up making a time machine that lent his space family in the prehistoric bedrock with Rubbles and the Flintstones. And how cool was it to see Fred and Fred Flintstone and George Jetson interact? It was also pretty cool to see Jane and Wilma interact. I mean, of course, the kids ended up interacting as well. Of course, he had Astro interacting with Dino. That was pretty cool. I always like it's been a while since I've seen the Flintstones and Justice crossover, but it's still an awesome crossover. If you guys haven't seen the Flintstones meets Jetsons, give it a go. It's awesome. All right, now coming in at number 2, it is this may be a cheat because I already had this on had these show on this list, but I just like this crossover so much. Number 2 is going to Johnny Bravo meets Scooby Doo. Now, Scooby Doo has, besides just Supernatural, Scooby Doo have had crossovers with lots of interesting cartoon like other characters. Whether it's remember when they had the What's New Scooby Doo, when they had Scooby Doo crossing over with Batman. Who else they crossed over with? Oh, Harlem Globetrotters. Remember that one? But this is where Scooby Doo ends up going to the Johnny Bravo universe and teaming up with Johnny Bravo, and it's where Johnny Bravo's car ends up breaking down, and the Mystery Machine ends up driving next to Johnny, and they end up flagging the gang down, and there is of course a diving shoe that ends up being haunted, and I mean Johnny crush on Johnny Bravo. That was pretty cool to see. I, I don't think Johnny Bravo will ever work in the Me Too era, to be honest with you. But Johnny Bravo was, that's one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows as a kid, and I don't think the show really holds up today as it did back in the early 2000s. But man, when Johnny Bravo teamed up with Scooby Doo, that was one really cool crossover. Because I always liked both Johnny Bravo and Scooby Doo, so seeing two of my favorite cartoon characters teaming up, that was pretty interesting to watch. All right, now favorite TV crossover is literally Family Guy and Simpsons. I mean, I know the Family Guy and Simpsons crossover hence hired the Simpsons guy. I know that didn't really get much love, to be honest. Like, there was some people who liked it, and there was also, like, another group who didn't like it. But I still really got kicked out of the crossover. I mean, it's where, Pierre ends up, offending the, lost the woman in Quahog, and, sorry, I lost you guys. Anyway, it's where Pierre ends up offending lots of the women in Quahogs, and they end up getting violent. Uh, so Pierre, Lois, and the gang ends up taking a trip, and they end up going to um, end up taking and their car ends up getting stolen, and they hitchhike, and they end up going to Springfield, where they meet Homer and the gang. Sorry for that. Anyway, yeah, but the Flintstones guy, the Simpsons guy is really awesome, and not to mention Fred Flintstone even has a cameo in this where he plays a judge. That's a pretty cool crossover too. I mean, I still wish Sam McFarlane went ahead and did his. That would be cool to watch. Anyway, that aside, the Simpsons guy, having Stewie interact with Bart was pretty cool. Having Meg, be friends with Lisa, that was pretty decent, cool to watch. Of course, Brian with Santa's helper was pretty cool. I mean, and of course they had the chicken fight scene, like a chicken fight like scene between Pierre and Home. Worst chicken fight to watch. Anyway, yeah, it'll be cool seeing them have another crossover. Simpsons guy, but still, this was one really cool crossover. Like, I still prefer Family Guy over The Simpsons, but that's a topic for another time. But still, The Simpsons guy was still a really cool crossover to watch. Alright, that's pretty much it. Uh, Let me do the quick one now. 10. Boy Meets World meets Sabrina the Teenage Witch. 9. Everybody Loves Raymond meets Kings and Queens. 8. Mork and Mindy, meets Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. 7. Scooby Natural. Six, the facts. Oh, not facts. Six, Batman meets the Green Hornet. Five, the Arrowverse crossover. Four, Full House meets Family Matters. Three, the Flintstones meets the Jetsons. Two, Johnny Bravo meets Scooby Doo, and one, Family Guy meets the Simpsons, or hence the Simpsons guy. Now there are some other cool crossovers. Like, I mean, remember when the X Files and Cops crossover? There was also Facts of Life of Different Strokes. Let's see. How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal. The Defenders is a pretty good one. Simpsons had a lot of crossovers, like the crossovers 24, the X Files, Roseanne meets Absolutely Fabulous. Uh, there's lots of good ones I probably could have added. But let me lead you guys. What are some of your favorite TV crossovers? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This here is T Movie signing off. Ooh,